Hey there, this is Derek Murphy. I want to make this video kind of as a response to a video I put out several years ago, last time we were living in Taiwan full-time, which was 3 or 4 years ago. And it was about book marketing mistakes that most people make, or why book marketing is dead, which is based off of a book that I have since made free up on Amazon that you can look for, which talks about mostly all the spammy book marketing or promotional tactics that don't actually work and why they don't work. But it's not my best video, and I think the topic was a little bit unclear. So I've since gotten a lot of comments on that video, which has gotten a lot of views. And one of the comments that came in today was basically, it seems like you're talking about how not to do book marketing or why book marketing is bad, but then immediately all the book marketing strategies. And that's a little bit of a cognitive dissonance or confusion to a lot of new authors. So I'd love to comment on that comment, breaking it down into 3 steps, but I thought I should make kind of an updated video in case you watch that video and you don't really get what's going on. So this is basically it. Most authors publish a book that doesn't convert the right audience. They don't maybe know who their audience is. It might not have the right book cover, even if it's a good, well-designed book cover, which is rare. They might have designed a book cover that's good but doesn't attract or appeal to the right audience. It may not have the right description or keywords or categories so that people find it or that they know the book is for them, and it may not have any reviews. And until you have those 3 things, the cover, the blurb, and the reviews, which communicate the benefits of the book to the right audience so that it justifies the price and they buy the book, that's a difficult feat to pull off, especially if you're new to publishing. But if your books aren't selling, if book marketing isn't working for you, that's the reason why. People ask me all the time for feedback on their books, and I can look at their Amazon page and tell them what's wrong and how to fix it to boost conversions. That's kind of step 1, and that's where most authors fail, is that they don't have outside feedback telling them where or how to fix those problems. So the first step is, understanding those issues. The second step is fixing those issues so that your book actually converts to the right audience. And then the third step, yes, is marketing, but there's a way to do that well that doesn't come across as spammy. Something that I just posted in my Facebook group. Actually, I have a guerrilla publishing Facebook group with, 10 or 20,000 people or something. And I just commented how on YouTube, I had just updated my welcome videos because you can adjust your YouTube welcome videos for newcomers or for returning subscribers. And the trick is, for new people, you have to give a lot of value, a lot of high-level value so that they trust and appreciate that you have something to offer. And then you can make a really simple, soft pitch, like, if you want more free content, subscribe to my channel. Something I always forget to say, I'm not really great at using YouTube effectively, but I have a lot of free content, so I get a lot of views. Unfortunately, some of my free content is not that good because I put up a lot, which again is why I'm making this video, which is kind of like an updated version. So book marketing is dead, long live book marketing, is basically that dilemma or that quandary where book marketing works after you've solved those problems, but for most new authors, that's not the actual issue. More book marketing, and unfortunately, that's what authors are searching for. That's why that video is so popular. People want to learn how to get their book more visibility, how to promote their book or push their book or get the views, and none of that stuff is really going to work if they haven't dialed in the audience or the sales copy or the cover, or they don't have any third-party verification that their book is decent and worth the cost, which is what reviews are all about. And there are ways to get reviews by building another platform or an email list. That's a totally different subject. I have a lot of videos about that on my channel. The other thing, if you go and find Book Marketing is Dead, which is free on Amazon and on my site, Creative Indie, the things I talk about in that book are basically, you need to focus on actually building relationships with people, because hopefully you'll have a book that converts on its own and you can justify your ad cost. So you spend $1 to reach new people and they buy your book for $5 and you're making money. That's amazing. but it's sometimes difficult to sell things to a cold audience, and it's a lot easier to sell things over a longer period of time to people who are actually listening, to people who are opening your content or your messages, and they're paying attention and they're listening. The problem with advertising or book marketing is you basically have one shot, and if your cover, blurb, reviews don't convert that one person that you're probably paying to reach or access, then you've lost your chance to ever convert them. They've already decided that the book is a pass for them. Even if they see it again, that's probably not going to catch their attention. So you have to get their attention. You have to build trust with great messaging. There's a lot of ways to do that. I have a lot of content about ways to build your audience or talk to your readership or your audience. It's not the most direct way to sell books, and it may not be necessary, but it really helps if you can be building an author platform so that more people are, when you have a new book, they're opening your message, they're reading your announcement. Because if you were just advertising or promoting, you wouldn't get that chance. They wouldn't suffer through a few paragraphs of description about your book launch because they don't care about it. They're not interested. They don't know who you are. So part of the challenge of book marketing is just figuring out who your audience is, what your brand is, and how to talk to them so that they are listening, so that they care about what you have to say, and then packaging your offer or your book so that it's a one-click buy, so that they trust that it's good and the topic is worth paying for, not because they want to support you or because they like you. Begging your audience for support like that doesn't work, and that's another thing I see a lot of authors do, is they say things like, I spent thousands of hours on this book, I worked so hard on this book, like you owe it to me to buy it. It's implied, they don't actually say that, but it's implied in a lot of the suggestions or the memes I see shared, like, 5 minutes for Starbucks coffee, $5, 2 years to write a book, $2.99 or 99 cents or whatever. So it's the frustration authors feel that people aren't willing to pay for the book that they worked really hard on, but nobody owes you money for doing the assumption is doing what you love. And there's a problem in the industry with readers not valuing the author's hard work, and that's totally true. That's you can be upset or anxious about that fact. But the flip side of it is there are millions of people writing books, and a lot of them aren't very good. And readers have to find quick ways to evaluate whether or not a book is worth the money. And they have been burned a lot by a lot of bad books, and there's no reason for them to take a risk and hope that your book is good. When, you say it's only 99 cents, but if they want to do that to support every author, the millions of authors for 99 cents, people don't have that kind of financial budget. So it's not really a price thing. It's a failure to successfully communicate the value of your book to the right readers. So that's kind of what you have to figure out. That's why that video I made about book marketing is frustrating for some people, because I don't go into the tactics. If you actually want to learn the tactics of book marketing, I have a free playlist on this channel, which is about guerrilla publishing, which is my more advanced book on book marketing. I have a whole playlist that breaks down that entire process. And in that playlist, there are two really heavy, not exactly webinars because they're free on YouTube, but they're really, really heavy, meaty, detailed presentations about all of the things that I do to market my books successfully. So if you're looking for free content that's, you're gonna have to take notes on because it's heavier than what you'll get from most other people's paid content, go look for that. That's probably what you need. But if, again, I will say all of that stuff, all the marketing, the advertising, the platform building stuff, none of that stuff really works until you actually have a product that people want to buy. And figuring that out on your own can be difficult, which is why I have a coaching mastermind program on the back end of that guerrilla publishing funnel. Basically, there's a ton of free content. It's more than you're ever going to need. I have 5 or 6 free books on publishing and book marketing. but I'm also available for a limited number of authors who just want me to tell them what's wrong with their book and how to fix it. That's really the fastest and easiest way for me to help people. Even though I put out thousands of hours of free content, people don't even have the time to go through them all and watch them. And I'm mostly writing my own books. I write fiction, nonfiction. That's what I love to do. That's what I'm excited about. More recently, I've been focused on the craft of writing books, and I'm really excited about that too. So this book marketing stuff, it's not my main business. It's not really what I want to do, but it's what the majority of authors think they need help with, which is why those videos that I make about book marketing get a lot of views and a lot of comments. Anyway, which is why I'm making this video, because I don't want that video that I had made a few years ago to be kind of my defining thoughts about book marketing. There's some good stuff in there, but I was newer to YouTube. I was probably less confident. There's also probably some social awkwardness that comes through on the camera, which I've grown a little bit away from. Anyway, so I'm putting this video up that I'm going to link to underneath that video. Thanks for the people who are commenting. Even if they're, negative comments, I always learn a lot from the people who comment on my content, because I know that I've failed them in some way if the content isn't relevant or is mispackaged or they don't feel like it's valuable enough. Of course, I want my best content out there. Let me know in this video if you have questions about book marketing in general, if you want feedback on your book or need help or whatever. You can go look for Book Marketing is Dead on Amazon or on creativeindie.com. I would recommend the playlist down below about book marketing, but especially the ones that start with I made a new series when I was renting a castle in France last year with a group of writers. So those are kind of fun to watch because I have a castle tour while I'm stumbling around the ruins and talking about books and book marketing. There's a lot of really good content in there, and at the end of that funnel or that playlist, there's some really, really in-depth, step-by-step, this is exactly what I do to launch books material, which I know is really useful. So that's the best place to start if you need some more actionable tips for marketing or promoting your book. Thanks, bye-bye.